up, YouTube? Hope everybody is doing well. Hopping into today's video, we're over here at Boss HQ. Super excited about this. By the way, does this truck not look like Thunder 2.0? Got the red with the chrome, and look at this, a brand new TEV plow. All right, here's what we're doing on today's video. I'm up here in beautiful Iron Mountain, just talking to you guys for some education about what's new, what's latest and greatest, and really just maybe trying to put together some puzzle pieces together for you guys with Boss products. So over here today, I'm joined with one of the product specialists, engineers. Everybody here is an engineer. We got Mr. Paul. How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Are you an engineer?
I am. Yep. Design engineer at Boss.
Very, very smart people here. What's the local college everybody went to?
Usually Michigan Tech.
Michigan Tech, yeah. So they always say in college world, Paul, I don't know if you've heard this joke, they said it's party, girls, or study. Pick two.
Yeah.
But if Michigan Tech, it's pick one.
It's pick one.
It's pick one. So
definitely not the girls.
I got Ty over here, he's laughing, Matt's over here laughing. These are very, very smart folks over here. Nonetheless, that's my bad joke, but you guys can borrow that one, use it at your next dinner party. But Paul, we're over here at Boss. What are we gonna be talking about here today, brother?
We're talking about the new Trip Edge V-Blade Snowplow. We're talking about Coldfront technologies, SL4 headlights, the universal hand control.
Okay, cool. So we got a lot to get into. Let me turn the camera around really quick and we'll let Paul take it away.
All right, so here we're looking at the new Trip Edge V, stainless steel mold boards, the typical AR 450 Hardox cutting edges for us, mild steel snow catchers. This is gonna have your typical Boss V-Blade power system, electrical, hydraulic systems all carry over. So the plow box is gonna be 90+% common to the XT DXT. What we did is we redesigned this from the center section forward. So center section blades are all newly designed for this system to handle the additional trip forces that come along with just the Trip Edge V. Okay.
So what's the Trip Edge and why does this now exist versus like a VXT or a DXT?
Yeah, good question. So we've always had the XT before the DXT. XT's full mold board trip, DXT just adds the dual trip on the bottom.
Okay.
The DXT is gonna add that additional protection. Great for going higher speeds, hitting smaller obstacles and tripping those smaller obstacles, but keeping your snowpack. When you get into the really stiffer banks and the heavier, wetter conditions they typically see out east, the Trip Edge is gonna dominate, especially in stacking, as it's not gonna give you that moldboard trip and lose the big snow pile that you're trying to scoop and get out of the way. It's just gonna trip that bottom edge.
So this is designed for guys out east, somewhat even in the Midwest, is where you're seeing a lot of the adoption?
Yeah, definitely in the Midwest. I think primarily the focus is going to be for the take rate is going to be in the East Coast though.
Gotcha, awesome. Beautiful stainless finish as well. So what you're saying is the Trip Edge will flick back, but that way you're not losing the big drift and the big pile of snow up front.
That's right. So any obstacle that of course is, your typical obstacle, your curb, your manhole covers, your expansion joints in concrete, this is definitely going to, it's designed to be clearing those obstacles. And it's just going to trip, so it trips about 50 degrees of rotation to help you create that ramp to slide over and clear that obstacle safely.
There you go. Awesome. All right, it looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Same profile for the most part as the DXT, right, and the VXT?
Yeah, almost the exact same form and factor and sizes. It's about 30 inches in the center. Obviously flaring just like the XT and DXT do towards the tip of the wings to help throw that snow and get it over the banks.
Beautiful, looking great. And then I see on the headgear here, we've got the new, is this the SL4 lights that we're talking about?
Correct. So all new for this year with Coldfront technology comes standard LED SL4 headlights. These are all LED, high beams, low beams, warning lights and turn indicators are built right in. You're gonna have some preset warning patterns that are gonna flash, and also what we call stadium lighting or down lighting. This is gonna give you that side beam profile to light up the ditch or light up the side of the banks next to the truck.
Okay. That's awesome. And so help me out here with the SL3 versus SL4, because nobody was like, hey, on their bingo card, new lighting, this year from Boss, but you guys decided to revisit it. Why?
Yep, so this is a great opportunity. We've had the SL3s out for several years now, but with the new electrical architecture being on the CAN bus system, that allowed us to do a lot of different things. Give us the stadium lighting, give us the warning lights, kind of upgrade the beam. SL3s were pretty good, but these are a whole lot brighter. It's almost night and day.
Wow. And then not only that, I remember Ty again saying on the podcast that everybody buys, these nice trucks with nice lights just to have, a plow be the light after that because you got to override. And you guys wanted something that was, what did he say, like as good or if not better. And so that's what these lights on a benchmark are able to perform at.
Yeah, these are benchmark, I believe, to be as bright, if not beat out the new Super Duty headlights.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. That's awesome. Holy cow. Well, I can't wait to see what these look like out in the field. If we definitely need to scoop up another plow for our new truck, so I'm still deciding. Let me ask you that, practically speaking, like TEV versus DXT, what might make somebody understand a little bit better where this product fits in? You said something about like curbs and having the big packs of snow versus having a dual trip design. So how can somebody maybe differentiate which one might be a better fit for them?
Yeah, it's a common question I think we get. You know, XT is going to be pretty good in more of a rural setting. If you have a lot of like 2-track roads, gravel roads, that's going to perform a little bit better. And the DXT is going to be typically something you want if you want more protection for the truck, more protection for your surfaces, but it's going to trip a little bit faster, a little bit sooner,
okay,
and easier. So having that in mind, bigger parking lots, higher speeds, that's probably the plow you want. And trip edge is going to fit somewhere in the middle of all that. It doesn't provide the moldboard trip, so you're going to be able to push banks back. If you do have a lot of more wet, heavier conditions, icy conditions, this might be the plow for you. Also, it's going to work pretty good in the kind of off-road, soft surfaces condition too. We've kind of designed this to be very limited in the chatter, in the cutting edge. So
there you go. Awesome. So that's the TV. The SL4, where are we going next? I think we have a new controller, we have the Coldfront, and then we've got the VBX Plus.
So part of the new Coldfront technology system is the new connector. We've got a lot of history on the 13 pin, but with that, there's a whole lot of problems. 13 pins needing to align. It worked for a long time, but we took and redesigned it all into one plug. So power, ground, and communication is all gonna be right here. So one really well sealed connection, got your power, ground, 4 comms in the middle, and that goes together just like that.
There you go. That's awesome. So no 2-wire systems like with the the hard, what do you call it, power, and then the 13 pin. Now it's just one connection.
Yep, exactly.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. And then what else? We got the this truck looks absolutely beautiful, by the way. So coming on in.
So part of the CFT system is our new universal hand control. So prior to this, we've had all different hand controls. If you have a VXT, a DXT, or that with downforce, that's a different controller, and EXT is a different controller. So now this has all the buttons capable of powering straight blades and V blades for truck.
That's awesome.
So
how's it feel in your hand compared to the previous model? Same thing?
Yeah, so the form factor, the actual handle is the same as it was before. The center buttons are all the same. The 3 things that changed were the 2 aux buttons and the power button. So now this is just a momentary button versus a latch switch, and the 2 aux buttons, auxiliary buttons on the right and left. So that's the only part that got bigger. Otherwise, it is the same strap, same coil, and same handle.
There you go. Little switch out. So Matt, you're up next, and you're gonna be talking about VBX Plus and a little bit more about Coldfront. So what's your background really quick, and just quick introduction?
Yeah, Matt Schluter. I've been a design engineer here at Boss for about 10 years, focusing mostly on the salt spreaders, ice control stuff, and kind of working on the new technology with the Coldfront technology.
There you go. And engineer, right?
Yep.
There you go. Michigan Tech?
Michigan Tech.
Awesome. All right, there you go. All right, so talk to me a little bit more, elephant in the room, the Coldfront technology, like we were just talking about getting away from the 13 pin. We had some conversations, some chatter, right, on social media, like, you know, we're all creatures of, we're a little insufferable sometimes, right? We don't like change.
Yep.
So this wasn't just this isn't a marketing gimmick or anything like this. This was a necessity, but I don't think there's enough education out there just yet, which is why we're here today, about why we had to make that switch and upgrade to Coldfront. So can you give me like the macro, the 50,000, about what was actually going on with the new upgrade and the update here?
Yeah, so basically it all came down to trucks are getting more sophisticated. A lot of trucks are going to CAN or LIN-based headlight control, which means that our old 13-pin system couldn't tap into them anymore. So we needed to do something to continue to move forward and continue to be able to hit those new applications. And so that's where Coldfront technology came in. We kind of made it, the whole system is kind of separate from the truck. It's more universal, it works on everything. And so that's kind of what spurred the whole the switch to Coldfront technology, and then we're also able to do a lot more with it then too, because the Coldfront technology means basically it's the plow to the spreader, everything is connected together there.
Really?
And so we can start to get into some really cool stuff with that.
Yeah, is that a cue for Horizon 360?
Could be, yeah.
Maybe one day, right? Right.
Yep.
There you go. Okay, so talk to me a little bit more. Coldfront technology, SL4, TEV, all awesome stuff. I want to focus on the rear over here for a quick second.
Yeah,
VBX Plus. We covered this a little bit last year on our channel because we invested in the 2 of these bad boys, and absolutely love them. In fact, Ty came over to our place. We were doing some troubleshooting on my drop spreader because it was shooting a little bit to one side, and we had to make a quick adjustment. They just happened to be coming up from a trade show, so it worked out perfect.
Yep.
What are we looking at here with the V-Box, which a lot of folks are familiar with, but what's the plus?
Yeah, so yeah, like you said, the VBX has been out in the field for 12 years or so now, and through all that time we've been hearing stuff from the field, keeping a tally, keeping a list of all the things that we could improve on it. And so with this next generation, we took that opportunity to hit as many of those as we could, and then also upgrade some of the extra features on it that we kind of always had on our wish list. And so basically we made a lot of the maintenance a lot easier, simplified things. It still comes in the same 1.5, 2, and 3 yard capacities, still auger and pintle drivetrains. And like I said, just a lot of the maintenance is easier. It's part of the Coldfront technology. So this came out last year before we actually coined the term. So it does have that same connector on the back. Like I said, it's connected up to the front.
Yep.
The same way. Some of the new features, we've got LED work lights come standard, LED strobe lights come standard. These have 10 different selectable strobe patterns in them. Can swing this away here. So the chute is plastic now to allow for less sticking of material in the chute, so it can slide down better. This easy access hatch is new, so you can get right in there and get to all the electronics and see the new module, which is the main brains of the thing. That's all new. That has 50% more capacity on the feeder circuit, and I think it's twice the capacity of power on the spinner circuit. So we just made a lot of big upgrades electrically there. It's got a new spinner motor that's a lot more powerful. And then, hold on, get that in there. Come back around here too. We've got all new switches on it. So it's got an emergency stop switch to kill power to all the motors, and then sealed rocker switches back here for your work lights, your strobe lights, your dump switch, and changing your strobe pattern.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And like you can see here too, another maintenance thing, all the bearings that need grease have a grease zerk standard on it. So there's one here for the drive shaft, there's one here for the spinner shaft, and then there's more up towards the cab for the idle bearings. So another thing on the VBX Plus, that new controller on it, plus the 2 new motors on it, allow us to do rate control. So that means in the cab, you're actually controlling your spreader by the pounds per minute of salt coming out and the feet wide, your spread width of it. And then your controller is also tallying how much salt you're putting down. So that's really gonna help with people with planning your routes and everything, knowing how much to charge your customers and everything. You know exactly how many pounds of salt you put down at each job site.
And that's all stored in the controller.
It's all stored in this controller.
Yeah.
We've got 4 materials that you can choose from. You can adjust the calibration plus or minus 25% from what it comes from the factory. And then we have 10 job sites that kind of act as your trip meter.
Yep.
So you can clear those out as much as you want. You could do it by season, by job, whatever you want. It's
That's awesome.
totally up to the user.
I say, who wants to do the outro? We've got a whole team of engineers over here. Combined intelligence over here, the IQ is like, triple digits plus, and your boys over here making stuff up, right? Anyway, one thing I just want to say is beautiful product, beautiful truck, beautiful setup, beautiful folks here. Great history with Boss. 40+ year anniversary for the brand and for the business. It's awesome. We did a really good podcast that I'll leave a link in the description down below for, so you guys can learn a little bit more. We had basically an hour and 10-minute long conversation about all these new products that are here through Boss. So if you guys really want to learn some more education about what's coming out and how it can help your guys' business grow, I'll leave that resource for you guys down in the comments down below. Outside of that, I just want to say thank you to the Boss team for inviting me on up to come hang out with these guys. Iron Mountain, absolutely beautiful. Definitely need to bring the family up here one more day to come and check everything out and all the hiking and the biking trails. But if you guys want to see more about Boss, I would invite you guys to check out your local dealer, bosssnowplow.com, Equip Expo, and of course, they're going to be at Launchpreneur Academy Live 2025. We'll have a bunch of the sidewalk machines, all of our rigs up there. We're all in with Boss. I love it. Great product. Shout out to Weingarts who puts all that on my trucks. Can't do it without those guys. And that's where I'll leave it with you guys today. If you guys have any questions, comments, I know the Boss team's going to be monitoring the video to answer any questions that you guys have. They're an open book. If you guys have questions, give them a call. You know, call the mothership. They're here to help you guys out. I got to meet so many great folks behind the scenes on the team here that are literally there to help you guys grow and win and succeed. So if you do have questions, let us know. But leave me some comments down below. What do you guys think about the Coldfront technology? Are you guys going to be investing into a TEV? Leave me some comments down below. Love to hear what you guys are doing to grow your business. Over now, guys. We'll look forward to catching up with you guys here on the next one.